Welcome back! Doing my March favorites. The last 2 weeks of March, I'm not gonna lie, were kind of rough. My grandmother passed away, unfortunately, which led me to have to go back to Texas, and she's really the only grandparent that I felt any kind of connection to, so very sad, but you know, such is life. Unfortunately, she did pass from old age, and she lived a very, very long and beautiful life. She was a very strong woman. Like, I have a lot of memories of her as a kid, of her laughter. I had a lot of realizations during this trip, and I'm glad that I got to go back to Texas. It was like the first time that my whole family's been all together in a very long time, because I didn't even see my mom for Christmas, so I just want to go into this with that kind of reverence and memory of her. With that being said, let's get into some of my favorites and some of the positive moments from this month. For music, I didn't really talk about music last month because I wasn't really listening to a ton of music in February, but in March, girl, Lady Gaga came out with her new album, and it's a banger! It's so good. Mayhem by Lady Gaga has no skips in my opinion. My favorite tracks, honestly all of them, but I think the one that I've been listening to the most is Garden of Eden and How Bad Do You Want Me. She put something into that song, it's so good. Perfect Celebrity also is a banger. So I listened to a lot of Lady Gaga at the beginning of the month, but I also listened to a lot of folk music. I watched A Complete Unknown starring Timothée Chalamet at the beginning of the month, I think. That movie was alright, but it got me really interested in like the actual music history of the era. And so even though I knew a lot of the artists, I had never really dug into their discography. And so I've been listening to a lot of Bob Dylan, Joan Baez. I've also been listening to a lot of Peter, Paul, and Mary. We're kind of all over the place in terms of genre in March. I listened to a lot of the Sundays. Here's Where the Story Ends, I think, ended up being like my second most listened to song. By the end of the month, listening to a lot of Whitney Houston. I Want to Dance with Somebody and How Will I Know are such good songs. Also at the end of the month, Ariana Grande came out with her deluxe Eternal Sunshine, and all of those songs too that she added to the deluxe have been on repeat. The intro to that album is so good, so I was so happy when I saw that she did like an extended version. I also watched a total of 20 movies this month, and I gave 5 of them 5 stars. Starting off, I went and saw Mickey 17 in theaters. It was beautiful. I love Robert Pattinson. He really did his thing with this movie. It was directed by Bong Joon-ho, who is the same director of Parasite, and I love that movie. And I saw a lot of criticism with Mickey 17 that they were upset that the social criticism was a little too on the nose, but I was never expecting something as subtle as Parasite. But I loved it. I thought it was super fun. Seeing it in theater was such a fun experience as well. It was really beautifully shot, obviously, and Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette have my heart. They did so good in this movie. Naomi Ackie as well. I saw Blink twice last month and I hated it so much, but I loved her performance, and so I'm so happy that she redeemed herself in my eyes with this movie. It was the best romance movie I've seen in a really long time. I loved it. Nothing bad ever happened to their relationship. Everything was good. And of course they went through like trials and tribulations, but it was never something that like they came close to breaking up over, if that makes sense. Like they were like this, they were locked in. I thought it, like that aspect of it was so beautiful. It was just really fun, silly, and goofy. Like I definitely would watch this movie with friends. I went alone to go see it at the theater, but that was fun too. There were a lot of people in the audience and there were a lot of laughs, and it was a good time. I definitely would recommend watching this movie. And yeah, like I said, a lot of people are kind of divided on it because they were maybe expecting something more similar to the sophistication of Parasite, but to me this movie was just fun, and I think movies are allowed to be fun. It was a 5 stars for me, and you know, sometimes we just need on-the-nose social criticism to get it through to people's heads. So my next 5-star movie is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou by Wes Anderson, my boy. This is probably my favorite color palette in a Wes Anderson movie. Like, it rivals The Grand Budapest Hotel for me. Like, I love reds and blues. This movie stars Bill Murray, Owen Wilson, and Cate Blanchett. I really loved how it followed the importance of family and connection, what it means to have like a special family dynamic or a unique one. This movie really does embrace the absurd and randomness. Willem Dafoe runs around in short shorts and a blue polo top. The unpredictability of the wild. I love how it embraced that. I love ocean themes. And the last scene really solidifies it as an all-timer for me because I cried. I did. And while I was watching this movie, I did not think that it would make me cry. Like, sometimes you get that feeling at the beginning of a movie, you're like, oh, this movie's gonna make me cry at the end. Like, I know what's gonna happen at the end and it's gonna make me cry. This movie did not do that for me. Like, it was very unexpected, which follows that theme of like absurdity. It was just really beautiful. And I loved that line so much that I embroidered it on this shirt. When I went back to Texas, my mom has an embroidery machine. I was like, I want to embroider the quote. It's really stuck with me since I watched this movie at the beginning of the month. It says, I wonder if it remembers me. You go through this big life moment and you're finally confronted with the thing you wanted to find all this time. And like, you know, it's been on your mind so much that you wonder if it's on that thing's mind, if that makes sense. I'm tearing up thinking about it again, but. The third movie I watched that I gave 5 stars is The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick. Jack Nicholson, also in this movie, delivers the performance of the century, for real. Him and Shelley Duvall were such a powerhouse together. This movie is not about the supernatural elements. Like, winter and isolation will really just do that to a person. And I think the hotel as like an architectural piece that serves as kind of like the background for all of these insane moments is a really cool element. Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. This movie was super fun to watch and I loved it. Next movie, I finally got the chance to watch Sing Sing. Stars Coleman Domingo. The part that really got to me is seeing the end credits and realizing that a lot of the people in that movie are alumni of this theater rehabilitation program. Duotone Circumstances, where he's extremely free in this theater program he's a part of. He's allowed to be himself. He's given the room to express himself versus his actual time in the prison cell. Like, you really see that shift throughout the movie, how he's constantly dehumanized by the prison guards, the way that he's able to set up his own space. It really just hits you right in the chest. These men are not monsters. And for me, what really got to me is like, now these men that have, you know, they've done their time, they went through this rehabilitation program. Now they're in an Oscar nominated movie. Like, it should have been nominated for Movie of the Year. Like, I don't know how or why Emilia Perez was, but Sing Sing definitely should have, because I'm just like imagining what it would have been like for those men to go up on that stage and like, I'm crying again. I'm very emotional, guys. I think more movies like this need to be made. We need more movies that give people the chance to do what they love. Okay, last movie that I watched this month that I gave 5 stars to is One of Them Days, starring Keke Palmer and SZA. It's the directorial debut of Lawrence Lemont, and this movie was so funny. It gave me the same vibes of Uncut Gems with just like how anxious it made me. Basically, it follows 2 roommates and they need rent money, right? Which is the classic American struggle. This whole movie just takes course over one day. And that's another thing I like, because I really love movies that just showcase a moment in time. I've talked about that previously, and this movie was exactly that. Made me feel so anxious, but it kept it light just with the humor in the situations that they were getting themselves in. This was also SZA's first time acting, and I thought that her chemistry with Keke Palmer was so natural and charming. Really, this movie could have only taken place in America with some of the scenarios they were getting themselves in, like they were racking up like hospital bills and stuff. And then also another thing that I really love that not a lot of comedy movies do, this movie was shot really beautifully. Like, there were a lot of moments where I was like, damn, that's like a really beautiful scene. Like the lighting, the cinematography, the outfits also matched each scenario so perfectly. They had a couple outfit changes throughout the movie. It's on Netflix now, so I definitely recommend everybody to watch this if you can. We need to show more love for these type of comedies, and I want more comedies like this. because I want more like buddy duo comedies with Keke Palmer and SZA. Like, I need them two specifically. The chemistry between them was unmatched. It was so good. Yeah, similar vibes to Uncut Gems, but this was a lot funnier, and I would rather watch Keke Palmer and SZA over Adam Sandler any day. So maybe do a double feature if you want to feel your blood pressure spike. That could be fun too. Anyways, that was my March favorites, even though I had some big life events happen this month. You know, we keep them moving. Let me know what your favorites were in the comments down below. I hope everybody enjoyed watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.